banking is a business. Banking is a business. The grocery store in the book is a beautiful example of how to run a business. And if you don't know how to run a business, you won't be in business very long. And it's just an excellent model. Their startup cost of the real estate, the stock, you got to stock the store and have the hired help, provide a good service, and a clean operation. And if it's like a family grocery store, right? If it's your family grocery store, and then he poses a question, where's your wife going to shop? She's going to shop out the front door, out the back door. And he makes a very compelling example of how destructive theft is. And he's illustrating a can of peas and the profit on a can of peas. And it's really not how much money you make on one can of peas. And at one time in my younger life, I was a stocker for a grocery supply. On one side of the store has all the non-grocery items.
Right.
That's where all the profit is.
Right.
They make about 2% on the groceries. Right. So, you may.
Well, you mentioned a couple.
I'm like, you stick to the script.
You mentioned a couple important points. To understand why theft. Well, to back up, really, the grocery. A lot of people underestimate Nelson, I find, and so it's like this. The grocery store is not put in there arbitrarily. There's a point to it. He'll refer to it later. In fact, he says towards the end of the section that if you understand the grocery store, the rest is easy. Like you said, banking is a business, and businesses have, regardless of the particular industry or the product or the service, there are certain things that are true sort of at a high level across all forms of business. And Nelson's picking the grocery store for specific reasons. The individual operating the grocery store becomes both the producer and consumer of the product. Just like with money and banking, you're both going to, ideally if you're your own banker, you're going to be the provider of your own credit and the consumer of that credit. Certain things follow from identifying that fact. He illustrates the example of, you started to talk about theft and the damage that theft can do. And it's really, again, beyond just what you can see. Someone would think that if Nelson uses the example of the can of peas, if you steal a can of peas, what you see is that can of peas is gone. And you might just think that the individual is just stealing a can of peas. And of course, in some sense, that's true. But, we had just talked about imagination. And if you can see beyond that, then you'll come to see that what really is happening is that the business owner is losing 17 times, 18 times the turnover of that one can of peas. In other words, just to break even after the theft, he'll have to sell that one can of peas another 17, 18 times. Just to get back to where he was, right? So the idea of theft is sort of underlined by this idea of velocity, of turnover of the capital in a business. And later on, we'll talk about loans and credit and the problem of being a dishonest banker or failing to repay your loans. And I think what Nelson wants the reader to see, what is vital to see, is that if you take out a loan and you don't pay it back, it's not just that you're failing to repay that sum of money. There's the hidden cost of all of the interest that you could have achieved otherwise. And so if you don't pay a loan back with interest, if you don't practice honest banking, or if the grocer doesn't practice an honest grocery business, then the business will fail. You'll kill the banking business just like the grocer will kill the grocery business.
Yeah, that's very well said.
If you found this video helpful, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to the channel. If you want to learn more about infinite banking, you can watch this video next, or visit our website at bankingwithlife.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.